such a pleasure to welcome all of you today. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us on a Saturday morning. We truly appreciate it. We are very excited to bring this webinar to you. Today's session is especially meaningful for internationally trained PTs who are exploring options to further their education and careers here in the US. We are honored to be joined by two amazing guests from Arcadia University, Dr. Kshamta Shah and Lauren, who are here to talk to us about the Arcadia Transitional DPT program. This program has made a huge difference in the lives of countless internationally educated PTs, and we're thrilled to learn more about this today. So before we get started, I'd love to tell you a bit more about Dr. Kshamta Shah. Dr. Shah is an associate professor and the director of the post-professional program in the Department of PT at Arcadia University in Pennsylvania. She received her PT training from Dr. D.Y. Patil College of Physiotherapy in Mumbai, India. She then went on to earn her PhD in movement science from Washington University in St. Louis and has completed her postdoctoral training at Arcadia. And she's been on the faculty there since 2016. Her clinical focus is in outpatient physical therapy, and Dr. Shah teaches in both entry-level and transitional DPT programs in Arcadia. As the director of post-professional programs, she oversees transitional DPT programs for internationally educated PTs, along with the residency program and the healthcare management certificate. We're also joined by Lauren, who is the program support specialist for post-professional programs. Lauren is the first point of contact for many of you. She answers emails about coursework, registration, paperwork, and more. She plays a key role in making sure that the Arcadia tDPT program runs smoothly and that students feel supported throughout their journey. Dr. Kshamta and Lauren, we're so excited to have you today. And for everyone attending, if you have any questions that we've already mentioned, feel free to put it in the chat box and we're here to help you. With that, let's get started. Dr. Kshamta and Lauren, the stage is all yours.
Thank you so much, Jane, and thank you so much also to Dr. Kapadia, who is logging in as well. So again, you guys have been wonderful team and collaborators, and kind of a partnership that we really have been excited to have throughout this journey of the tDPT program. And thank you again for those kind words in the introduction as well. As you've heard, I've also received my training, like many of you, outside the US, and have had that first-hand experience of going through many of the same situations that you are in right now. So if it feels a little tough, if it feels that things are a bit gloomy, hang in there. Let's all hope for a better tomorrow, right? So I just wanted to say that out loud. I know things impact people differently. So again, just wanted to put that out there. My plan for this session is going to be to do about a 15-minute kind of PowerPoint presentation to share the details of our program. And then we're going to have plenty of open time for Q&A as well. You can use the chat, you can use your microphones if that's okay, but with the admin team here, but we can, it's a small enough group that we can have personal conversations as needed. All right, having said that, let me go ahead and share my slides. Can everybody see the slides? All right, wonderful, thank you. You've already heard a little bit about my background. I teach within the programs. I have been on Arcadia faculty since 2016 and have been in some sort of a leadership position for the Transitional DPT program. Since then, we've really evolved this program to make it as friendly and as free of barriers as much as we can for internationally educated PTs. And I hope that is reflected somewhere in what we are going to talk about today as well. For those of you who don't know, we are very much a brick and mortar university. We are located right outside Philadelphia, about 20 to 30 minutes north of Center City, Philadelphia. And this is a beautiful campus, an aerial view. That's a structure that we call the Great Towers Castle. And then the PT classrooms, labs, offices are all located right here. So it's on a day like today when it's bright and sunny, it would be really beautiful on campus. And the fall is particularly special with all of the changing colors. So let's just talk about what is a transitional DPT. I think most of you would be privy to that, but I just want to set the stage for that. The transitional DPT programs came about essentially as a bridge program between a bachelor's and master's to get that degree elevated to a doctoral level. What we are talking about is a clinical doctorate, so it's not so much about doing independent research, but as a practicing clinician who is seeing patients and doing all of the good work that PTs do. This is more about using evidence-based practice concepts, things that would be related more to direct access and whatnot as you look at your patients, treat your patients, and look after their well-being. If you are a working professional with busy lives and maybe young kids or other family members that you're looking after, you're going to have excellent company. That's pretty much the demographic that we have in this program. Most of the students that we have are likely working or have busy lives and are taking the coursework on the side. So everything is planned sort of around that. Most of our activities happen asynchronous, but there is a piece that is synchronous, and I will talk about that in the next few slides. So for those of you, again, Arcadia may be a new university for you. We are CAPT accredited for our entry-level program. CAPT does not provide accreditation for any transitional DPT across the country, but the requirement from the credentialing agencies is that the entry-level program should be CAPT accredited. And we do fulfill that requirement for that type 1 type 1 certificate. We've had many students go on and get that type 1 certificate. We are ranked pretty highly by the US World News and World Report. We are in the top 15%. Again, if you look at the other universities, that's certainly much higher ranking. What that means is that we also benefit from sharing faculty that teach within our highly ranked entry-level program. They also are involved in the transitional DPT, but we also have a really wonderful list of instructors from all across the states as well. We've got national leaders, internationally acclaimed professors. We've got those that have written your textbooks, so you really learn from the best. We do encourage interaction within the peers. So there are asynchronous components, which are your discussion boards, where you will be talking with a community of students. And typically these are students from across the world. At any given point, we have about 15 to 20 different countries represented. So it's a very diverse pool of students. And again, I've done this for a while, but I still benefit from reading those discussion boards because it's just nice to see the trends, the patterns, practice in different countries as well. We also have synchronous sessions, which are basically a 1-hour interactive session that you have with a faculty per course per week. And I'll talk about our course structure, but that's the only synchronous session. Think of it as what we are doing right now, right? You're logging into Zoom. You're listening to somebody talk about all of the concepts. You have an opportunity to ask questions in real time. You have an opportunity to learn from each other in that real time. And I think that is something that we value highly. It may be one that you may initially feel like, why do I have to do this? But trust me, I think once you do it, students, to this date, I feel like when they meet us, they often talk about how that is the #1 component that sets us apart. The transitional DPT program is fully online. So there's never a need to be on campus, except if you want to come down for graduation. I know that is an important thing for many, that they do want to celebrate with their family, their friends, meet the faculty, and we invite all students to campus for graduation, which happens in May. Again, it's optional, but it's wonderful to see students on campus too. I believe this May, we had about 80 students that flew in from all across the US and the world as well to attend graduation. So it's really a nice way for us to meet students as well. I spoke about how we have that live interactive component, but we also have asynchronous components throughout our coursework. And then again, a shout out to Lauren, who I know is the first point of contact for many of you and is truly the backbone of the program, right? Because it's an online world and it can feel a bit disconnected, but we try our best to not make you feel that way, right? We are here, we are answering your questions, we are answering your emails, and if you're stuck, we encourage you to reach out to any of us, and we'd be more than happy to at least have conversations on how can we help, what can we do. We've always been student-centered, and again, I think that's a big value that Arcadia has as well. Within our mission and vision, but also personally, I know the challenges that the internationally educated folks have to go through, both whether they're practicing in the US or just want to elevate their education in general, right? So it's a complex world, and we are here to help you with that process. We offer rolling admissions, which means you can start when you're ready. We have 6 entry points through the year, 2 in the fall, 2 in the spring, and 2 in the summer. If you look at our course listing on our website, you'll see that the courses are all in, most of the courses except one are in 7-week cycles. So a fall semester, for example, began around the end of August, and that's going to be your first 7 weeks. Then there's a week break, and then there's again a 7-week course. That's typically how a semester would run. We'll have, most of our courses are offered 2 times a year, and we'll help you come up with a program map if that's something that would be beneficial for you. We do not require a USPT license, and I know many of you are going to likely be in lots of different places in terms of licensure and whatnot. So we really do not need a USPT license. As long as you're eligible to practice wherever you're coming from, that would be okay. To further offer flexibility to our students, we allow them to take up to 3 courses for credentialing purposes and up to 2 courses prior to formal application and matriculation in the program. What that means is that, let's say you want to get started as soon as you want and as soon as you can, but your application is still being worked on, or we're waiting for some paperwork. You have the option to start with the coursework, and then that coursework would apply towards your transitional DPT programs. Many of you, particularly through FACS, have taken maybe coursework with us in the past, and that coursework, particularly those 2-credit courses, would also apply towards your degree. I'll talk about the financial piece of it in just a little bit, but there is flexibility that we offer, particularly if you want to get started soon. Most of our courses can be taken pretty much in any sequence. We do have certain recommendations, and we can help you with that course map. Students can finish in as little as a year if you're on the 22-credit pathway, but if you feel like I need a little bit more relaxed timing here, I don't want to do as many courses in one semester, you have that option to slow down the program too and extend it out to about 3 years as well. Again, everybody has slightly different life goals, and some want that accelerated versus some want a slower, more relaxed approach. So we can do as you please there. Our courses are intentionally designed to enhance your practice, and for US trained PTs, the requirement is 18 credits. For internationally educated PTs, which is the audience here, you guys have the option to choose from a 22 credit pathway or a 30 credit pathway. We let students choose this pathway intentionally because some of you may have different needs, right? If you have more credentialing deficits, or you feel like I need to take more clinical courses, you have the option to do that. For some of you who have maybe gotten enough credits from your undergrad education, or you've done more graduate work as well, you don't really need the 30 credits, you can opt for the 22 credit pathway. So it's really individual, up to the student, what pathway they'd want to choose. You can see a list of all of our courses here, and so you can see all of our required courses for all students, and then internationally educated PTs also take ethics and law and healthcare system. If a student is on the 22 credit pathway, we require that you take one of the clinical practice series course, which is orthopedic, neurologic, cardiopulmonary, geriatric, or pediatric. If you're on the 30 credit pathway, you're going to take all of these clinical courses. Let me just go ahead and describe what happens in a course, right? So PT 505 is clinical decision making, everybody's favorite topic. We talk about stats now. I know it's a little scary and daunting for many PTs, but intentionally, I'm the course instructor for that one, and and I think I try and stay as much away from that formal statistics talk as I can, right? The end goal is how can a PT apply the findings that they're reading or know what is the best available evidence for treating their patients and their clients. We want you to be able to understand research from that perspective rather than here's the test and here's how it's done and this is what it's telling you. It's more about interpretation and how you can use those findings to improve your own practice. So that's kind of really the big focus. It's not so much about let's learn the nitty-gritty details of how do you do the stats. And you'll see that theme replicated in many other courses as well in terms of what can you learn and apply to your practice the next day. If you think of a typical week in the 505 course, students meet with me on an online chat, typically Mondays in the evening at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We are located on the Eastern time, so we do follow that time zone. Other courses may have slightly different live sessions. We usually never overlap, so there may be live sessions on Tuesday or Wednesday, but it's typically an hour per week, somewhere between 7 to 9 p.m. on weekdays. That's typical of what the timing would be. So your commitment is just to be present for that hour. You don't have to turn on your videos if you're not comfortable, but it's again an opportunity to learn live and apply concepts and ask questions. There is typically asynchronous material, which means reading articles or viewing recorded material. You're going to be answering your discussion boards. You're going to be working on maybe an assignment or a quiz in a particular week. And all of that would be representative of the work that happens in 1 week. What we typically tell for our 2-credit courses is that students should plan to account for about 6 to 10 hours, again, depending on course difficulty and your comfort with that topic, kind of 6 to 10 hours per week of work. This would include your live session, asynchronous pieces, working on assignments, and all of those components. The very last course that students take in our curriculum is PT 702, which is really like that capstone project. It's the case analysis course. Within that course, what we want students to do is apply knowledge from the other previous courses and come up with a case report or an administrative report or a lit search around a topic. Many of the unique ones or something that is truly exceptional goes on to get published in physical therapy journals as well. And this is a mentored process, so you have an assigned faculty who's reading your case report throughout and kind of working with you through that process. We also have on-campus resources which are available online for writing center help and other kinds of things that students may sometimes struggle with. This is not a general statement that everybody has issues with it, but sometimes you just need an extra hand. You just need that extra help. And the Writing Center does help out with those kind of situations. All of our courses are also regularly evaluated by all of your credentialing agencies. We work very closely with FACS as well for how these changes occur, and I know they provide excellent consultation for students in terms of where to go and what to do for satisfying these credentialing deficits. So we definitely try and stay as much on top of that process as we can. In addition to all of that core courses that I mentioned, we also at Arcadia offer some elective modules for credentialing. These are not a part of your tDPT program, so the price and the credits do not count towards tDPT, but have been very popular, and we have 3 different mechanisms for these. If you need information, again, reach out to your FACS colleagues or reach out to our department, and we'd be more than happy to support you in this process. Now, pricing, right? That's why most of us are here and trying to figure out what is the pricing? What is this going to cost me? We have tried our best to keep our pricing really affordable. And when I say affordable, look at the package prices is where we are. If you reside within the US, the pricing is $11,965 or $12,000. And if you are a FACS client, you do get a $500 discount on both of these package prices. For those of you, I know there was some in the audience that reside outside the US, you are able to take the program at a lower price point. of 7,000 for 22 credits or 7,600 for the 30 credits. We've already discounted this pricing so much that I don't have an exclusive fax discount, but it is at the bottom of any other place that you look at. So really that's the best pricing that you're going to get out there, particularly if you're living outside the US. All of these package pricing, what does that truly mean? The package pricing means that if you opt for the 22 credits, then all of your 22 credits are covered within the package pricing, regardless of whether you take a year to complete the program or 2 years to complete or 3 years to complete the program. It's for all of those credits. What we require is that students complete a tuition agreement form when they are admitted to the program, and then that's what we use to kind of lock down what pricing model they get on. All of this pricing is again also broken down into installments, so students pay as they go. There'll be an installment every semester you're registering for courses. If you do get done within that 1 year time frame, the third installment ends up becoming a little bit larger, and you're expected to pay your dues before you graduate. That's how it works. It's typically 6 installments, but if you finish faster, you just pay that last bigger amount. I know there's a lot happening in the chat, so I will come back to that. I know Lauren is also talking about it, but if I miss anything, please bring it up later as well. All of our 2 credit, so I spoke about how you can start taking coursework while you're waiting for application materials or while you're doing for credentialing or anything of that sort. When you're in that process, the pricing is going to be by a per credit pricing rather than this package pricing. But whatever you pay upfront for our two credit courses would be adjusted towards the package price. So you're not really at a disadvantage, right? So our typical 2 credit courses are priced at $830 per credit. With fax discount, you do get that per credit for $625 per credit, which is, I think, a really good 25% discount here. So I hope many of you are using that. Again, whatever you pay up front will still be adjusted towards the package pricing. So not really at a disadvantage to take credentialing courses and pay that higher amount up front. It will make financial sense once you come into the program. For those of you who need to know what those university semester fees are, they're typically in the order of $150 per semester. This is not per course. So if you take 4 courses in a semester, it's still the same amount. If you take 1 course in an entire semester, it's still the same amount. So it's usually beneficial for students to take more courses, finish quickly, so that you're not paying any of these overhead fees that much more, right? All right, I promise, I think this is like the second to last slide. This is all of our admissions criteria, and I will pull this back up. But I do want to just kind of address a quick FAQ moment here, because I think that these ones come up the most. How can a student complete in 1 year? It's possible if you are on the 22 credit pathway, because we allow students to take 4 courses in that full semester. So if you remember, I said we have a session 1 and a session 2. So you could take 2 courses session 1, 2 courses session 2, and that gets you to the 8 credits. We do not allow more than 8 credits in a semester. So mathematically, it would take you a year to complete 22 credits. If you're on the 30 credit pathway, it's going to be 1 year plus 1 semester typically. We do require that students maintain a 2.7 GPA. So if you are taking, if you're aggressive on the coursework that you're taking, just be sure that you're accounting for your own workload and the amount of effort that you would need to put in. This is a doctoral degree to maintain your 2.7 GPA as well. We do not require a TOEFL if you can submit proof that your education was completed in English. This could be a bachelor's and or a master's level education. As long as that was completed in English, you do not need the TOEFL or any other English language exam. It would be waived. In terms of your credentialing reports, if you are licensed in the US, please submit your credentialing reports. We'd need that. If you are if you've gone through a New York process, then we understand that they don't have a formal report, so you just submit the transcripts and the other documents that they are holding. If you're not yet licensed in the US, we require that you either submit a World Education Services report or any other agency approved by NACES, which is a whole host of other options as well. So we would need that basically course by course GPA conversion and a cumulative GPA that comes with your WES report. If you're looking to waive that, we have options for that as well. What we would require is that you take a course with us prior to being admitted to the program. Whatever you pay and your credits would get adjusted towards your final tDPT degree. So I believe that's kind of the last slide that I have. I'm going to take any and all questions that I've missed or new ones that are coming up. So I'll look to the team. Jane, Lauren, Brinda, what have I missed?
I think we have pretty much all of them, but we got a question that says, after passing the NPT and becoming licensed, does it make a difference in scope of practice, whether I hold a master's degree, like a master's in exercise science or a transitional DPT, or is the scope the same once licensed?
That's a bigger philosophical question, and I'm sure the FACS team has more input on that as well. So I'll take my first stab at it and then feel free to chime in. Having a license is the most important to work in the US, right? That's your base, that's your requirement. Having a transitional DPT and getting the Doctor of Physical Therapy tag and a diploma, there's not research on it, there's not data on it, but anecdotally, it could at least put you in the same level playing field as another graduate coming out of a US university. Every student in the US is graduating with a DPT, and this program would give you that DPT degree. So in some way, you're at least at an equivalence in terms of degrees. Again, no hard data, but from what I know and have heard from other students, many employers also require and push their students to get higher degrees like a doctoral degree as you work your way up the chain and are looking for promotions and whatnot. If you certainly want to be in an academic setting, then having a clinical doctorate or a research doctorate would be a requirement from CAPT too. So having a master's in exercise science is beneficial. You're learning a lot of content there, but I think a transitional DPT is a different kind of degree, which is truly geared towards PT rather than what an exercise science degree would be. So it's the content and maybe the degree that both can be helpful in its own ways. But that's my take. Feel free to add more.
Yeah, I completely agree with Dr. Shanta that, I mean, of course, it's a choice, and you can, either have your master's or your tDPT, but in the job market, of course, like tDPT holds a little more, or having a DPT holds a little more value, because then you're in par with all the US trained PTs. And having said that, from FACS, I would say that for your credential evaluations, right, if you're going through FCCPT or any of the credentialing boards, doing the tDPT will of course give you credits towards that evaluation, whereas if you're doing masters from, say, an exercise science, it's not necessary that you're getting credits for everything that you're doing there. So that's something to think about as well.
Perfect, thank you. Lauren, were you saying something? Sorry, I'm not sure.
No, that's okay. I just wasn't sure if you wanted to comment. I had just said, I don't know if this is true, and it would probably depend on the employer, but can you talk about pay with a DPT versus a master's? Like, is there better pay with a clinical doctorate?
It's a great point. And again, no hard data on it, so I don't want to make a comment with saying, yes, this is certainly going to happen, but it truly is employer dependent. There are some employers that pay really well regardless of situations, and then geographic locations where there is, again, a higher demand for PTs, where, the degree that you have may be a different conversation. So it's hard to say yes and no to that, but likely and maybe is where I would leave it. It's a great point, though. All right, what did I miss? If you have a VES evaluation, I saw one that you have a VES evaluation from Canada. Can we use that? Yes. I wouldn't do a new report send us what you have, and then let us look at your documentation, and then we can tell you what to do as next steps. Never pay for more than what you need. This is an online degree, and that is 100% true. You will be able to meet us on Zoom or emails. Usually the only time that students come to campus is maybe for graduation, and everybody is invited to graduations, families visit, friends visit. So people from near and far have come down for graduation. I personally enjoy it because I get to meet so many of our students, and I know it's a special time for them as well. But if you're in and around and want to just stop by, just email us. What else have I missed?
Shamta, somebody had asked early on, and I commented on attendance in the live chats. So they are a portion of your grade and they are required.
I can talk about that. So it's usually attendance for live chats is about 5 to 10% of your overall grade. We do understand that students are, again, across the world, across different time zones. So one, I would encourage you to attend. I know many students attend at odd hours as well, and they really find it beneficial. Two, if that's absolutely not something that you can do, then what I would request is email the instructors. We've all had these situations arise, and have a plan for what a student can do as a backup option if you're going to miss all of the live chats. Typically, if you miss one here, or you're attending a conference or doing something and you can't attend one of the live chats for the 7 weeks, email the instructor, let them know about your situation, and again, they would tell you the plan for that. I typically don't deduct points for one missed chat. I do understand things happen, life happens, so one missed chat is usually okay. No, if you have a diploma from any of the English language speaking countries, then you do not need a TOEFL. In fact, I think the TOEFL requirement, I've see it come up for very, very few subset of students. If you're in any of the countries where your education was completed in English, there's no requirement for TOEFL. So I'll use my example. I was in India. Our education there is all in English, and there's documentation for the medium of instruction as English. That's what we would need. It's usually a part of your transcripts and other documents, so you don't have to separately go on about requesting it. We would automatically waive that TOEFL. Chitra, good question. Both completely different, right? Entry-level programs have that component of ClinEd, have other requirements where we have different pathways for our entry level. Online Transitional DPT is only a Transitional DPT program. Our PhD program, we do have a PhD in movement science at Arcadia as well, which is a different application process and kind of a different set of requirements that we're looking for there. It's competitive. It's a couple of years old now, but it is a competitive spot because we only have 2 or 3 spots a year that we give out for our PhD program. On the tDPT is slightly different. We have the flexibility and the room to take more students. Yeah, there was a question about if I am going through a PTA process, or I have a PTA degree, or I'm practicing as a PTA, can I still apply? The answer for that would come back to what was your entry-level degree, right? What was your basic degree? If your initial degree was a bachelor's in physical therapy, physiotherapy, something of that sort, you're okay to apply. Yeah, there's been a couple questions about F1, and I will clarify for the group. Because we are a fully online program, it's also a part-time program. We do not sponsor F1 visas, so that certainly would not be something that you're looking at Arcadia for. Mariam, I'm looking at your question here. You graduated from a physical therapy program, took the NPTE, but you're not yet licensed. So what is, I guess I would need to know which country are you from first, in terms of where did you complete your PT degree. We've had some students, for example, I'll just use the example of Philippines and India here. So India, for example, does not have its own separate licensing exam. So as long as you have your degree, that's your equivalence to being able to practice in the country. For Philippines, on the other hand, you have to go through all of your requirements to get your degree, but then there is a secondary step, which is taking the license exam there so that you can practice in the country, in Philippines, as a PT. We've had some students who are sort of in that in-between process. For Philippines, for example, that they would have completed the educational requirements, have completed their clinical internships, but not sat for the license exam because they're looking to maybe not work in the Philippines. If that's the situation, we do make an exception as long as you can provide documentation saying your diploma is all done, you finished your clinical rotations, and you have your degree. We would accept that student to the program. Does that make sense? So if you are going through licensing, if you're not yet licensed, to us, we don't look at that. We would just consider you as a non-licensed PT at that point, but you can still very much take the program. Oh, glad. I saw your comment right now that you're from the Philippines, and I hope that answered your question. Then that's quite specific to what you're looking for. Yeah, so who do you send? Who do you get in touch with? Because this was a Saturday morning, I don't have anybody from our enrollment management team, but we do have an enrollment management office, and the person that you will be interacting with within that office is Pamela Milkos Smith. Her email address is smithp@arcadia.edu. She is wonderful. She's been in this position for many years, and again, like us, has seen lots of varieties of situations come up for student requirements, documentation, and is in an excellent position to advise students as well. So once you start your application, you'd be interacting with her. Once you're admitted to the program, you come back to us. So there is that kind of in between where there's more interaction with our enrollment management office. But I think we interact on a daily basis in some way or form. So if there is something, she will send that to us. We do have an online, again, application process. So if you go on our website, you'll see a spot that says apply now. Click on the apply now, and you'd have to complete some questions online. There's an option to submit all of your documentation online as well. Putting the email in the chat. Yes, I believe some of you joined a little bit late. Everything is recorded, and I know that the fax team will likely be sending you the videos, but if something comes up, if you review that recording and feel like, wait, this question did not come up in the chat, just email us. We'd be happy to, get through that. All right, folks, what did I miss?
I think we got it covered.
Yeah, I think we covered all of it.
No, there is no practical hands-on component. This is more about let's elevate your thinking process and kind of clinical decision making, but not a hands-on component. We are expecting and hoping that you've already had some of that work covered with your bachelor's, master's degrees, and that you're able to apply this in the clinic. So you are thinking more critically about what we do, why we do it, most important, why we do certain things, and how is it benefiting. Right? So it's not so much about here's the technique and go apply, it's questioning. We want you to question, we want you to think. If I am doing an instrument-assisted manual therapy, what is happening at the tissue level? Why should we care about it? How much change should I see in my patient's function? Is it worth the investment in time and the energy to do certain coursework for that? Like, again, thinking critically is a big part of your transitional DPT. You guys are all wonderful in the chat. I know Brenda and Lauren, and you guys are typing away. So thank you again for keeping us managed, managing the chat and helping greatly with that. What have we missed? I also often say this: if there's anything that you feel like, oh wait, no, this may be a dumb question to ask those questions. You may not be the only one thinking of it. There may be somebody else who's also questioning it and is just not asking it. This is a free space. It's a comfortable, judgment-free zone. So please just ask your question. It's always easier and better to get it clarified live in this kind of a format. So please just ask. Good question. Andrea, I see your question, and as a university, I think I have my perspective, but I'd want to hear what Fax team thinks about starting a tDPT while you're waiting for your credentialing to get done. I can take my stab, but I'd want to hear from the team as well. So I think it would be a good idea, particularly if you know that you're going to have deficits. That way you can actually start taking the coursework. The credits would apply. Some of your content would be covered in Transitional DPT coursework, so doesn't hurt. But regardless of what you do, that license exam is the first barrier.
Yes, I agree. If you know that you're going to get some deficits, like especially professional deficits, then I would suggest going ahead with the tDPT program, just because you'll probably save some time completing those deficits later on. And then you'll be, once you have your evaluation report, you will spend less time through that process where you have the report and you apply again for the reevaluation. So that would be a good option to take up the tDPT if you know you're going to get deficits.
Yeah, we've also had some students who are maybe in that process of, I have my deficits, I don't need the degree to be able to sit for the license, but I just want to get the deficits done and then I'll finish the rest of the coursework. So what we would do in our program map is front load you with, here are the courses that you need to take, and then students would get your transcripts and apply for the reevaluation based on that, get the all clear, sit for the license, while in the meantime your Transitional DPT coursework is also progressing. So if you have a report, you know that you would like to complete a tDPT but also want to preferentially finish your credentialing deficits early on, we can help with kind of a program map for that. Yes, so I'm seeing a question about what if your workplace wants to sponsor your education? So kind of an employer reimbursement or tuition reimbursement kind of program. We've had students go through that, and we will connect you with a billing office if that's what you need, and you have an employer who is helping you out. Why not make use of that, right? If an employer is helping with the tuition, certainly make use of that, and we can connect you with our billing department. Resh, I see your question, which is about prerequisite for applying to the tDPT. I think the only biggest prerequisite is that you should have at least a bachelor's degree in physiotherapy or a related degree, whatever it's called in your country, and should have finished kind of your that at least bachelor's work, have your diploma, finished all of your clinical rotations, and are eligible to practice wherever you're living. There's not other hard set prerequisites in terms of coursework. Typically, entry-level programs, which are training you from soup to nuts to be a PT, will have many more of those prerequisites. Transitional DPT functions on the assumption that you've had a PT degree already. And I'll also say this, if it applies to some or many of you, we also don't require that you are in clinical practice currently, right? So if you are somebody who is kind of in that in-between phase of I used to work previously, or I've just finished my education, have moved to a new country, or I'm planning to move, you can still take the coursework. What you will just have to be a little bit creative in terms of coming up with your examples for cases or application related material, where we ask that you either reflect on your previous practice or have PT friends who are willing to share some non-identifiable information with you. But it is possible, and we have students who've done that. Resh, good question. It can be as little as 1 year, or as much as about 3 years. It truly depends on what your life goals are. If you want an accelerated program for 22 credits, it can be done in a year. If you want a little bit more relaxed program, then it's going to take a little bit longer. But it's up to the student, and we kind of meet you where you need to be. So what is the title that you can use? You can officially use the tag DPT. Our diploma does not say transitional, does not say online. Those words are not reflected in the diploma. The diploma that a student receives is Doctor of Physical Therapy, and you are able to use the doctor kind of title as well with that. So it's a DPT that you can add to your name. PK, good question. How do you know how many credits you need? 22 credits or 30 credits? Now, if you, there are some countries where the bachelor's requirements or the number of credits you get from that program may be a slightly, a bit lower. In that case, they prefer to take a 30 credit program. There may be another situation where somebody's had their credentialing report or knows for a matter of fact that they're going to need a lot of coursework related to the clinical areas. Then they opt for the 30 credit program. There may also be an instance where a student is a newer grad and you're kind of exploring, I'm not sure which field I want to be in, I'm not sure what exactly I want to do, but for a very economical price point, let me explore and get as much knowledge as I can. And that student is also likely opting for the 30 credits. From our point of view, the basic requirement is the 22 credits. So I want to say still about 70% of our students are at that 22 credit, and then a smaller subset takes the 30 credits. But those are the scenarios that I've seen. A shorter bachelor's degree, more content deficiencies, or just wanting to gain knowledge in different clinical areas. So our coursework is divided into semesters, but we also operate in 7-week sessions. So there's going to be, for example, in this fall, we have session 1, which runs August, sort of mid to end August to mid-October. And then there would be another course starting in mid-October to the early December. So it's 7 weeks. So 7 weeks on, 1 week gap, 7 weeks on again. So that's how a semester would be designed. And this cycle repeats for every semester, so whether that's fall, spring, or summer. Yeah, Lauren, good point. I think it's probably a little bit more nuanced in terms of where are you really lacking those credits? Is it overall, I just need more credits? Do you need general credits? Do you need professional credits? So I'm going to defer to the FACS team, far more knowledgeable. They are your best resource for all of those questions.
So PK, CWT 5 usually requires only 150 credits. So looking at the 189, thinking with the total credits, you should be okay. You probably have some specific professional credit deficits. So I'll need a little more background for that. So I would suggest send us an email at support@facpt.org, and we're happy to look at all of your questions and help you there.
Eugene, I see a question about when are these classes, when are these live chats? So typically I've seen them happen Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or sometimes on a Thursday. They happen for 1 hour per course. So if you're signed up for just one course, or maybe signed up for 2 courses, you're looking at 2 hours of live chat on Zoom. We usually, again, don't have any requirements to turn on webcams, whatnot. It's always fun to be able to look at students, but that's not a requirement. And they happen in that 7 to 9 Eastern time zone. Everything happens Eastern time zone, even deadlines for your assignments, everything else as well. There's a question on I'm on an H4 dependent visa in the US right now, or another type of dependent visa in the US right now. Should you opt for a master's with an OPT? Certainly that's what's going to give you, if you're looking for an F1 status, conversion to an F1, you would need to be in a different program. can you take the tDPT courses at the same time? Yes, because we don't again monitor that, but I would, given the current state of affairs, if you're doing something where you question immigration related things, it's always best to ask the right person for that, which may be an advocate or an attorney or somebody who is an expert in that field. We've had students do that, but do your research and be informed before you sign up. And again, facts, if you guys have, Jane, Brunda, if you have more information to add on that, feel free to.
No, I think what you said was perfect with that one.
We just have a couple minutes, and I want to see if there's anything else that's coming up. Yeah, and I know many of you are probably looking to get on with your day, so I just want to acknowledge, thank you again for being here, taking the time on this Saturday morning. I know it's never an easy decision to continue with education, to pay the money and make all of these decisions. It's hard, but hang in there. We are all with you. If there is anything that our program can do to support your journey, we are here, very much student-centered and helping you out with those decisions. So if you need info, please reach out to us. And thank you for, again, considering Arcadia out of the many options that you have.
Thank you so much, Dr. Shah and Lauren, for sharing all those helpful details about the Arcadia tDPT program. That was incredibly informative. To our FACT family, we hope this session helped answer many of your questions about the transitional DPT journey. If you still have any doubts or need further clarification, then feel free to reach out to Arcadia directly or to us at support@factpt.org. FACTS is always here to support you and as you take the next step in your professional journey. Thank you again for spending your Saturday morning with us. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Wonderful. And I forgot to mention this, I should have, so I'm going to say it so that it's a part of the recording. If you're completing any of the online application form or just applying for coursework, be sure to look for the drop down that says FACTS so that you can get the discounts that we're talking about. Please always mention your affiliation to FACTS. That's the way we know that we should reach out to the team and get clarification. So please do that. All right. Thank you all. And have a wonderful day.
Thank you. Have a good weekend, everyone.